I will show you how to find the first writer's formats in Psalms. I will show you their hidden formats to let you know that those editing the text since the manuscripts are not the good guys, which brings up the questions who edited the text and who is editing the text today. But with editing of the truth back into the text, the first person writer's words become first person again. I'm going to start off with 10 today. Let's see, 10, where's 10? Oops, here. How's that? Did that make it lights, action, camera? Okay. Get back up to the top of 10, and you can see I've replaced these titles of just the word God with these titles, and I'm staying with the creator on this one here. And then we'll start doing the text from here. Why stand far? That doesn't need to be there. I'm sorry, I'm not talking, but I'm trying to read. Okay, I'll mumble as I go, I guess. In pride, the wicked hotly pursue. In pride, the wicked pursue the afflicted. Let them be caught in their own plots. In their own plots. For the wicked boast of their heart's desire, and the greedy man curses. Why be the wicked in their haughtiness? Those are just a doubling of words that aren't really needed. Does not seek him. We're going to have to make this word as our creator. And does not seek him. All his thoughts are there is no creator. His ways prosper at all times. Well, it doesn't really do that, but you know the wicked materially prosper. That's what they're out for, is greed and power. Our judgments, your judgments are on high, out of his sight. As for all his adversars, for all his enemies, he laughs at them. I'd rather have laughs. I don't think he really snorts. What has snorting got to do with it? As for his adversaries, he laughs at them, says to himself, I will not be moved throughout all generations. I will. These words should have been done ahead of time. The word shall to will. His mouth is full of curses and deceit. Don't need 3 items. His mouth is full of curses. Under his tongue is mischief. Well, just not sure for that. He sits in lurking places of the village. In hiding places he kills from, oops, I gotta remember, I'm trying to remember to save the words that I'm changing just for, he sits in lurking places by the villages, by. I'm not sure if it should be ours, from hiding places he kills the innocent. His eyes are stealthy. His eyes watch for the unfortunate. Unfortunate, his eyes. Well, he's looking for those that are, his eyes watch for merchants or the unfortunate because they're just traveling, okay. He lurks in hiding places like a lion. Okay, now this text here, there was, at David's time, there were still lions that roamed around, but not many then. So when we're looking for the timing of the text, this would be a clue. He lurks in hiding places like a lion. He lurks to, not in his lair, he's not hunting from his lair, he's in comfort. He lurks to catch the afflicted. He catches the afflicted when he lurks in hiding places like a lion. He lurks to catch the afflicted. Catches the afflicted as he draws them into his net. I guess I'm trying to think of, it's really a trap, not a net, because a net they'd have to be guided to. A trap is a better word. He couches in, bows down. Couches in, does bow. And of course, falls by his mighty ones. This would be, adding the word this is better than the word and. This doesn't need to be here. He has hidden his face and will never see this. Need the word and here. I need this here. And then I can divide that, and we'll never see this. They're talking about this trapping. Houses down and unfortunate by his mighty ones. I don't know sure because we're talking about a singular person all the way up until then. Well, it's actually the wicked, and at no time does it talk about a bunch of wicked together. So the unfortunate fall by his will. And those aren't needed. He will say to himself, El has forgotten him, for he has hidden his face. His face, and we'll never see this. Rise by thee. Lift up your hand. Yeah. And do not forget the afflicted. Why has the wicked turned from their Creator? Being that we added a title, we needed those extra words. For he has said to himself, you, meaning our Creator, will not require it. Not require. You will not require. That's a really poor word here being used by the text in the text here. I need to get to 10. Actually, the word it is italic at this time. And italic here. But the word required or require is used differently many times, but I'm looking for the most usage. Why or not? Inquire was used 33 times, seek 53 times. So I should try to find how does not seek from him, or you will not inquire. It does say investigate 3 times. Avenge, demand, requires, searched, searches. Okay, I've got a good idea of what the Greek word is, even though, yeah, or the Hebrew word, can't trust them. But I'm trying to use the text anyway. You will not seek him, not see him. See him. I think that stays true to the verse. And then this one isn't needed. Why has the wicked turned from their Creator? For he has said to himself, you will not see him. You will not demand from him. Because that's staying up to why he keeps adding to his greed, the way he lives his life of attacking people. Or this would be, what do they call, a robber? Yeah, I'm trying to think of another, it's not really a thief, but a robber is to gain his wealth or his way of life. He will not, he has said to himself, you will not see him. That might be one verse. But you have seen him. But you have seen, yeah, you have seen him. For you have beheld his mischief. Don't need let me see. Sorrow, bitter, grief, indignation, provocations. You have seen his. I would just put all that as wickedness. You have beheld his wickedness. Or his evilness, because he's still evilness. Because to be evil is in the language, like I'm trying to tell you from time to time, is the words have an order of how they're used in certain verses, and trying to make sure that the word remains the same. Evilness is one who is against our Creator and doesn't care what our Creator thinks or says. And this is pretty much what the text is telling us. So I'm trying to use that, because if I just say wickedness, that doesn't directly put that word against our Creator. Evilness does. If you search the verses for evilness, you'll find that. For you have beheld his evilness. Into your hands, the unfortunate. We'll see, that's kind of hard. You have been helper of the orphan. But that's separate, that's a different. For you have beheld his evilness. Of his taking into his hand from the unfortunate. Into your hand the unfortunate commits himself to you. But that's I'm you know, and into your hand the unfortunate commits himself to you. I can't really, okay, because I guess now this starts. Into your Indian portion commits themselves to you, because themselves to you, okay. You I just need to add that right there real quick, for you have been the helper of your. And the orphan, actually the word unfortunate should be here. To your, we'll see if that's all one verse, then this does need to be put here. Let's remove this added. Break the arm of the wicked and evildoer. Seek out his wickedness until you do not find him anymore. Break the arm of the wicked. Break the arm. The arm of the wicked and evildoer. Seek out would be their wickedness, because he's talking about more than just one person now here. YHVH is king forever and ever. Nations that perish from his land. Okay, now this is his promised land again. Now we're back into another verse of them driving out the people, and YHVH is king for is our. Now this is very unique here. Oops. I want to speak to that for a second. That just seems that the text now is being written by somebody who is conquering the promised land, just like the last one. And they're under our Creator's nation, so this writer is considering him as our king, and not so much as, because a king is a title that he's given YHVH, but YHVH is our Lord, could be put there. Let's see if Lord and King are and no, it uses king or kingdom. YHVH's kingdom is forever. I would say that's more true. I would YHVH's kingdom is forever. Here he would be one of those that are just going through and conquering right and left, and knowing our Creator is establishing them as his kingdom. There's a lot of text that refers to our Creator establishing his kingdom, Israel. Okay, so this writing would have to come from one at that time, an understanding why his kingdom is forever and ever. Nations will perish for Yeah, we're talking again about those pagan nations that were in this promised land. For I'm going to put pagan nations have perished from his land, from our land. Our land, and land would be capital because it's our Creator's giving them the promised land. So now we're speaking of land that we know that is all the promised land here. That's important to understand that. It's just not one of the tribes' lands. Why have you have heard the desire of the humble? And you will strengthen their heart. You will incline, you will listen for their words. You will listen. You will listen. And that because I'm replacing this here. You will listen. You have heard the desire of the humble. You will strengthen their heart, for you have listened with your ear, with your ears. For you, you have listened. Strengthen their heart, for you have listened. This he's talking. Has heard. YHVH has heard the desire of the humble, and strengthen their hearts. YHVH you have. Okay, this is YHVH. Got to put it back in. YHVH you have heard the desire of, not the humble, your people. You have heard the desire of your, this here, I'm just going to put it in red. You will strengthen you. Here he has strengthened, so you have. You have strengthened their hearts. You have strengthened their heart, for you listened with, you listened to them. Okay, let's see. Trying to figure out here what's going on, because when I'm starting to see to vindicate the orphan and oppressed. That who is of the earth. Everybody's on earth. who caused to vindicate the orphan and the oppressed. Wow. Couple coughs, couple sneezes. I need to clean up on aisle whatever here. Okay. To vindicate the orphan and oppressed. That who caused terror be no more. Okay, this needs some. Now, let's just take this, go here, and let me open up this, put it in here, get this out, move all 8 font, say OK. Now I can copy. Now I can get rid of this. And I can put this down here. And this was Psalms 10. I'm just going to go quickly through here and try to clean up what I'm seeing, double spaces and such. Missing, whoops, not the whole verse, not yet. Might need that text. Okay, I need a break here for about 2 minutes. Or a second. Sorry about that. Nose is starting to run, so let's you don't need to see that. And get rid of all the stuff, or all the green. Why do you stand afar, YV? Why hide yourself in times of trouble, and pride the wicked pursue the afflicted? Let them be caught in their own plots, for the wicked boast of their heart's desire. Their heart's desire, and the greedy man curses YV. The wicked boast of their heart's desire, and the greedy, we don't need the word man here, and the greedy curses YV. The wicked in I'll just copy this and in their haughtiness. Do not seek him. Do not seek him. It's talking to our Creator, so do not seek you. Do not seek you. All his thoughts are, there is no Creator. His ways prosper at times. At times, your judgments are on high and out of his sight. For all his adversaries, he just laughs. He just laughs at them. He says to himself, I will not be moved. Throughout all generations, that's talking about a lot of evil people for all time, but I don't think he would say it as throughout all generations. I will not be moved. If I got 2 verse, 2 verse, 2 verse, because I can see that I can do, I will not be moved by my adversary. And that's being said by the one who is evil about the one he was just talking about, the one he's just laughing at. As for all his adversary, he just laughs at them. He says, okay, so now we got something like this, that these are grouped together. As for his adversaries, he just laughs at them, for he says to himself, I will not be moved by my adversaries. I need this word. So it's down, but it's just a yellow, and replacing it with that one. Wouldn't need this. His mouth is full of curses, deceit, and oppression. Both curses and, well, I'm going to keep that one and get rid of this. His mouth is full of curses and his mouth curses. His mouth is full of cursing and deceitfulness. I'll have to clean, that would be cleaned up later. Under his, not under, his tongue is, he speaks, yeah, he speaks, oh, that's good, of his, that doesn't mean there. Don't need this. His mouth is full of curses and deceit, and his tongue speaks of his wickedness. And his, not his tongue, but his speech. His mouth is full of curses and deceit, and speaks. And speaks of his wickedness. There we go. He sits in lurking places by the villages. From hiding places he kills the innocent. His eyes watch for the unfortunate. Now, let me see here. I'm not getting much verses here, although that's got to be cleaned up to see, because now I'm seeing a 3 verse here. He lurks in hiding places like a lion. He lurks to catch the afflicted. He catches the afflicted as he draws them into his trap. And that comes back to 4. This is pretty much a double up of the text above, so we don't really need that. That's just kind of extra words that aren't needed. And a lot of times when I see a doubleization of the same thing, I mean, he just is describing this as the lion. But I want to keep the word lion to help it date its text. He says to himself, has forgotten him, for he has hid his face and will never see this. Wise wife and lift. That's 4 verse, that's 4 verse. Okay, let me see up here. Times of trouble. Can I go like that? And but this is 5. But I can do this. That doesn't need to be there at all. So I guess I'm going to put it in a different color, shading color. Right now, his ways prosper at times, your judgments are high and out of his sight. Maybe it does need to have two and 2, because I'm seeing these could be connected. Anyways, his mouth is full of curses and deceit, and speaks of his wickedness. He sits in lurking places by the village. From hiding places he kills the innocent. His eyes watch for them. Well, he doesn't. If he's a robber, he might not kill, but he might kill. So a marauder. Let me just do that in gray as well. He lurks in hiding places like a lion. He lurks to catch the afflicted. He catches the afflicted as he draws them into his trap. This is almost all like double talk too. He says to himself, El has forgotten him, for he has hidden his face and will never see this. Ivy, rise, Ivy, lift your hand and do not forget the afflicted. Why has the wicked turned from their Creator? For he has said to himself, you will not see him. But you have seen him, for you have beheld his evilness. And into your hand the unfortunate commits themselves to you, for you have been the helper of the unfortunate. And break the arm of the wicked and evildoer. Seek out their wickedness. This almost sounds like it, or reads this way now. Ivy's kingdom is forever and ever, for pagan nations to perish from our land. Ivy, you have heard the desire of the humble. You have strengthened their heart. You listen to them with your ears. Listen to. This is the one that's needed. Needs with. Vindicate the orphan and oppressed. that those, that, wait a second, that those who cause terror be no more. Okay. All right, let me reread this again. Although I want to clean it up here. But I want to do it a little slower and keep some things and not some things here. Need more room here. Well, this. I'm thinking you agree with a lot of what I've done here. And I think it's starting to be cleaned up pretty good. Because when you try to find some of these verses and try to keep them in order with the other verses, they have to read the sameness. Because if they don't, then the words don't belong together. I've shown you that in others. I'm just like this here. This word, these words are just a double, but I gotta consider them because the way it is, maybe it's just 2 verse, 2 verse, 2 verse when it comes down to it, and then they belong. I did find before that if we could possibly move the verse to another place. Why do you stand afar, YV? Why hide yourself in times of trouble? In pride the wicked pursue the afflicted, let them be caught in their own plots. For the wicked boast of their heart's desire, and the greedy curses YV. They do not seek you, for their thoughts, they do not seek you. And this was just not needed. They do not seek you. All their because the way the text was up here before, he was pointing to a certain wicked. Then it gets to be at the end, it was generally the wicked and the evil. So for the wicked boast in their hearts, this is the first time that really shows up, I guess, in the word greedy. It has to mean more than one, so, and they do not seek you. All their thoughts are, there is no creator. Their ways, in other words, the word ways does have double meaning, and I'll try to when I'm finalizing the text for finalizing, because I'm going to go through the word ways is meaning that person's lifestyle, okay? And another one is like then the word way, like go that way, separates those from having this common word as way and yet being used differently. I don't like that, using one word 2 different ways. Their lives prosper at times. Yeah, I'm going to put it in here. Their lives prosper at times. And then I just did it. Well, it concerned me, it bugged me. I needed to tell you a little bit of my thought processes there. No, that's strange. For the wicked boast their heart's desire, and the greedy curses YV. And in their greediness they curse YV. In their greediness. I think that reads better now. For the wicked boasts of their heart's desire, in their greediness they curse YV. That reads correct now, or more to this connecting of the two verses. The wicked in their haughtiness do not seek you. Okay, watch this. Let me keep this verse here. 11 and the wicked in their haughtiness, and the wicked in their haughtiness do not seek you. Okay, whoops, it just needs to be deleted because it was added. The wicked in their haughtiness do not seek you. All their thoughts are as there is no creator. And then this is not needed. All their thoughts are as there is no creator, and your judgments are out of their sight. For your judgment. And or for your judgments are out of because now he's grouping them together, so it's done with the word his. Have to remove the word his or singularity of person here throughout the text. Now it's becoming evident. All their thoughts are there is no creator. For your judgments are out of their yes. Your judgments are out of their sight. And for their as for their adversaries. They just laugh at them, or they say to themselves, I will not be moved by my adversaries. No, don't we have that already up here? Boast of their greediness. Even this could be removed and kept this because this needs to connect somehow. Well, maybe not yet. I don't know if there's 4 verses. I'm still working with 2 verse. But because it was 4, I was automatically thinking, how does, what 4 is here? He sits in, they sit in lurking places. Which would be along the road. They sit in lurking places along the road. Because they would be robbing from anywhere, not specifically by just the villages. They sit in lurking places along the road. And their eyes watch for the unfortunate. And still, this verse could be removed. Now this is already being said with these 2 verses. With these 2 verses, and then these aren't needed. Because they watch for the unfortunate. They sit in lurking places along the road. Their eyes watch for the unfortunate. Catch the afflicted as they draw them into his trap. Or they fell into his trap. Or they fell into the trap. Watch for the unfortunate to catch the afflicted. Yeah, this verse here is coming out. This verse here is a double. This is kind of a double. They sit in lurking places along the road. Their eyes watch for the unfortunate. They catch the afflicted by drawing them into. They catch the afflicted. Well, no, they don't catch the afflicted. They catch the unfortunate. And even the word unfortunate, wait a second, unfortunate, there's no such thing as luck. So what is unfortunate? What do they? The word unfortunate is just used helpless, hapless. Watch for the hapless. Let's see what other word that this would pick up. See, I didn't want the word unlucky. There's no such thing as luck. Yeah, I think I'm going to put helpless. And they watch for the helpless. Helpless. I think that's a more correct word than unfortunate, because fortunate is describing luck. There's no such thing as luck. Our Creator creates everything. The secular world has this uh, karma thing or fate or whatever. That's just not true. Our eyes watch for, their eyes watch for the helpless. And to catch, yeah, to catch the helpless. Okay, I might be doing too much cleanup, but as he draws them into his trap. I know I wanted to keep the word lion, I really did, but the object is that can't be helped right now, because it's repeating. And when you're repeating the intent of what the story is telling you, the word lion doesn't need to be in here. They're already lurking in places along the roads. Their eyes watch for the helpless. To catch the helpless, watch for the helpless by drawing them into their trap. Hey, this is getting pretty close to having the words fit together here. He says to him, he says to himself, Al has forgotten, for he has. You know what? It's almost like the title God does belong to this word here. Here again, this verse here, he says to himself, his God has forgotten him. Meaning his God has not gotten any, shown him but that isn't how but that's how this person would see it. He says to himself, his God has forgotten him, for he has hidden his face and will never see this. Says to himself. But I could remove the word he and put YV and then get rid of this. Can you see that? He says to himself, YV has hidden his face and will never see this. But that makes it a 4 or 3 verse, doesn't it? I'm thinking, wow, an hour 4, I thought this was going to be an easy one to do. You will never see this. Rise, why have you lift up your hand? Do not forget the afflicted. Why has the wicked turned from their creator? For he has said to himself, see, their creator, he's using the word creator here as not like this. It's talking about their God, and then this would be is God, but not those letters. It would be like this, saying to himself, his God. That is interesting, isn't it? Did we come across finally a verse here that you can't put a different title in there but the title God? And it would be meaning his God, as the way people speak, pagans would speak of a God. For he has hidden his face, then all these would not be. For he has hidden his face. And that would be not our creator, speaking about our creator. And we'll never see this. This, it needs to be maybe looked at as being removed, because I'm seeing 3 verse here. Forget our afflicted. Being a first writer, they'd be speaking about their people being afflicted by these robbers along the road, or marauders. Why has the wicked turned from their creator? For he has said to himself, you will not see him, but you have seen him, for you have beheld. Now, why would he say it twice? For he has also said to him, for because if he's thinking about his creator and he's in the promised land, knows about their creator, that would be, for he has also said to himself, he'd be talking to YV, you will not see him, but you have seen him, for you have beheld his evilness. Into the hand of the unfortunate commits themselves to you, for you have been the helper of the unfortunate. Break the arm of the evil, wicked and evildoer. Seek out their wickedness until you do not find none of them anymore. YHVH'S kingdom is forever, for pagan nations have perished from our land. You have heard the desire of your humbled. You have heard the desire of your people. You have strengthened their heart. Yeah, let's see here. Okay. Can this verse be taken out? No, that can't be taken out, can it? Yeah, this would be your. Oh, oops, that isn't what I'm looking for. I'm looking for. You have heard the desire of. In just a second, I gotta stand up and. Sorry about that. I don't know if that was picking up, but I kept hearing my stomach growling there. Not growling, but creating noise there. So seems like it still is, but I gotta hurry up and get done with this or stand up and try to walk that off a second. But I know I'm getting closer to the text. Let me see if it helps by going again and cleaning up the text and then rereading it. This is just. Remember, they've had 2,000 years of playing with this text and making it theirs. So you can't blame me for just a couple hours here. Trying to show you the truth can be revealed. And let's take a look at this now. Why do you stand afar? Why hide yourself in times of trouble? In pride the wicked pursue the afflicted, and let them be caught in their own plots. For the wicked boast of their heart's desire, in their greediness they curse ivy. They curse you. Needs to be you. They curse you. The wicked in their haughtiness do not seek you. This might not be needed. We'll see in a bit. I'm trying to look to see if they can be grouped together, because sometimes, and I've done these already, sometimes they're well grouped together in, even though that this one doesn't look like it's grouped together, it will be grouped together. Wicked in their haughtiness do not seek you. All their thoughts are as there is no creator. Although, see how that one does. Let's make that one. Yes, it's there, and it is going to be tied to there. Then this one would have to be tied together, and we've got text that just starts off wrong or corrupt. His mouth is full of, it's their mouths. Sorry about that. Let's go up here and that wasn't as fast as I could. I should have done it, but their mouths are full of curses and deceit, and speak of their wickedness. They sit in lurking places along the road. Their eyes watch for the helpless. See that? And we've got this one left out. Because if they're lurking, they catch, and that's different from this. Now either there's text missing or this doesn't belong. And this we'll get rid of for sure now. They say to themselves, my God has forgotten me. For he has hidden his face and will never see this. For he has hidden his face and will never see. This could be transferred into my evilness. See, this verse is so odd. It reads out of place, but it reads as in this group here. So if I did get rid of this, here they would be, but this is making the writer think there's their creator exists, and that's against the commandments, or against his commandment. So this, I would say, is out, because of the fact that it's they know that there is another creator. But here I can see him, that's what they're thinking over there, My God has forgotten me, for he has hidden his face and will never see this. But now it's asking our Creator to rise up and lift your hand against him. Um, maybe this is so odd here. This group is so, because he will never see this, he says to, or he said to himself, you will not see him. You will not see him either. And then all this is not needed. Okay, well, I think that's how it's going to end up being. But you have seen them, for you have beheld their evilness. I'm getting closer. I feel it. And these are all 4 verse. Oops. It's almost, I'm just trying to see if this verse can go up to here, and it might be with a little editing. But the object here is this doesn't need to be here. It's not flowing with the text, right? You have beheld the evilness. Now it's to, because it's talking about their people that have been unfortunate. He's not talking about every fortune. He's, and into your hands are an unfortunate commits themselves. For into your hand are unfortunate have committed themselves to you. Maybe that's, you said to themselves, but into your hand. But into your hand are unfortunate, are helpless. Where's the word helpless? Or, but into your hand are unfortunate, helpless. Committed themselves to you. Break the arm of the wicked. Seek out their wickedness until you find, until they do no more. until you do find. I'm trying to think of other words than do find. Until you find, until you see them no more, until you find none. Seek out their wickedness until you find, and really not see them. The find I'm trying to say is like I'm just trying to replace do find to the word see. I'm just until you see them no more. I think that's getting better and better as to be able to hook to it and mean verses are hooking together. I mean, they need to. YHVH'S kingdom is forever and ever, for pagan nations have passed from our land. You have heard the desire of your humble, for you have strengthened their hearts. YHVH'S kingdom is forever and ever, for pagan nations have perished from our land. YHVH, you have heard the desire of your humble, strengthen their heart. Listened, and you listened to them with your ears. That just doesn't connect as good as some of these that we've got going here. YHVH kingdom is forever and ever, for pagan nations that perish from our land. YHVH, you have heard the desire of your humble, for you have strength, and you have strengthened their heart. For you have strength. You have heard the desire of your humble. Well, you have heard the desire of your people. Just get rid of the word humble. You have heard the desire of your people, for you have strengthened their heart. And that would be strengthen their hearts, meaning more than one person's, everybody's hearts. Not just one person has, all those people have one heart. Meaning there's no two parts in the body. I'm sorry. I'm just thinking going crazy here. And then like that. This is kind of getting sketchy here. Almost like not doesn't need to belong. Now let's take a real good look at it here. I'm trying to do this as fast as I can. Okay. Uh-oh. Got two verses out here that don't stick together. Okay, let me see here. Why do you stand far off, YV? Why hide yourself in times of trouble and pride? The wicked pursue the afflicted, let them be caught in their own plots. For the wicked boast of their heart's desire in their greediness. They curse you. Maybe greediness is spelled with an I. Greediness. Let me see here. Let's do a quick spell check. Hey. Okay. Greediness, they curse you. The wicked are in their haughtiness. They do not seek you. All their thoughts are, there is no creator, for your judgments are out of their sight. As for all their adversaries, they laugh at them. For they say to themselves, I will not be moved by my adversaries. Their mouth is full of curses and deceit, and speak of their witness. Even though some of these are going together, I'm going to separate them first, own that copyright this way, and then because the text is reading this way, okay. Let's get rid of that. Here, do the same. Now, why? I think these read really good. Okay. Now, let me see if they sound together. No, that just doesn't. It's almost like that first one still stands off. Let me just start down here, see if I can. Because these, that hooks. This hooks. This does. This does. Then we have two verses missing. These two hook. Because this one doesn't hook to this one. It hooks to that one above, and then this one hooks to the one above. And then we have verses missing off to the top, unless, like the last one, these are one of the formats before, you could take this and add it at the very end, say down here, but that would just mean there's two verses missing here, and then this would be like the repeating of the beginning. Okay, I'm just saying that we had a format that just did that. One sentence at the very first sentence was the very last sentence. And why would they not, why would somebody else would not write a text like this or the same way? And then there's these right here that this one here would be the one that doesn't belong, and then this one goes together, and then that would be the text. And then, because I do like this verse as if it's continuing, and don't like that verse right there in the blue. So getting there, and let's get rid of the blue here, and let me I gotta grab a little, let's see, grab a couple down here. It's easier when I make them into 2 columns, that I have a little extra to work with here. Whoops. That's what I was going to do, was clean them up from there. Or I was going to make this 2 columns here. And layout, columns 2. And then to get these 2 up there, I'm just going to see how it changed and got there down here. Now this, I'm going to highlight as yellow to note that we might have found something here of how to define that word by using the words around them. You notice how I was using the words around them to have the writer have that feeling that he's writing for that person at that time. And here, even though that it starts in 2 verses, it ends in 2 verses. Maybe that was the intent, and this is the end of this one. Get rid of me here, and I'm going to make it another downsized, and then put it up here like that, and do a screen capture. So there you go. All right, I think we're getting really, really close here. So